A consumer alert. Salsa that was purchased at dollar stores nationwide is being recalled after large pieces of glass were found in some of the jars.
In the snacking world, salsa is often presented as the ultimate clean condiment. On paper, it is a nutritional powerhouse, a low-calorie blend of antioxidant-rich tomatoes, metabolism-boosting peppers, and anti-inflammatory garlic. However, as industrial food production has evolved, many of the jars sitting on supermarket shelves have become shelf-stable science projects rather than food. Please like the channel and subscribe for more amazing updates.
A new report finds that salsa you love to snack on could actually make you sick. Salsa and, yes, guacamole is common sources of foodborne illnesses.
By 2026, the gap between real salsa and industrial salsa has widened. To survive years on a shelf without spoiling, many mass-market brands have replaced fresh lime juice with chemical acidulants, fresh vegetables with heat-treated mush, and traditional textures with industrial thickeners.
Hi everyone, Owen Jensen here with Life Quotes. Hope you're having a great day. In your insurance news, every year, foodborne illnesses sicken people, sending them to the hospital. Maybe you've had it yourself. And it turns out two culprits to keep a close eye on are salsa and guacamole.
If you want to enjoy the health benefits of this Mexican staple without a side of laboratory additives, you need to know which jars to leave behind.
There's a recall alert from Giant to tell you about. The supermarket is recalling store-brand salsa because it could have salmonella.
Here are 8 store-bought salsa brands to avoid at all costs, followed by 2 that are actually made with real, whole food ingredients. 1. Tostitos, the processing king. Tostitos is the most ubiquitous name in the chip aisle, but their salsa is essentially a byproduct of high-heat industrial processing. Because Tostitos aims for a uniform experience in every jar, they rely heavily on tomato puree, water, and tomato paste, rather than whole, sun-ripened tomatoes. The problem? The heating process used to create shelf-stable paste destroys much of the natural vitamin C found in fresh produce. The additives. Look at the label and you will find natural flavors, a catch-all term that often masks chemical additives designed to mimic the taste of fresh vegetables that have been cooked into oblivion. With nearly 250 milligrams to 330 milligrams of sodium per tiny 2 tablespoon serving, it is a cardiovascular hazard disguised as a vegetable dip. 2. Paste picante, the acidic afterthought. Paste has been a household name for decades, but its flavor profile is dominated by distilled vinegar and dried vegetables. In 2026, culinary standards have moved toward fresh acidity, yet paste continues to use vinegar as its primary preservative and flavor agent. This results in a sharp, tinny taste that lacks the complex sweetness of roasted tomatoes or the bright zing of fresh lime. When the majority of your chunky vegetables are rehydrated flakes, you aren't getting the fiber or nutrients your body expects. 3. Newman's Own, the hidden sugar trap. While Newman's Own is famous for its charitable contributions, their chunky mango salsa is a nutritional nightmare for anyone monitoring their blood sugar. A single serving can contain up to 5 grams of sugar, with 3 grams of that being added sugar. The impact: sugar in salsa is often used to balance out low-quality, highly acidic tomatoes. In a condiment that should be savory and spicy, adding cane sugar or corn syrup is a red flag that the brand is prioritizing shelf stability and addictive sweetness over authentic flavor. 4. La Victoria, the chemical preservative lab. La Victoria often positions itself as an authentic choice, but a glance at the fine print reveals ingredients like sodium benzoate. This chemical preservative is used to prevent mold growth in low-quality products. Research has suggested that when sodium benzoate is combined with vitamin C, which is naturally in tomatoes, it can potentially form benzene, a known carcinogen. While the amounts are small, why risk it when real brands use simple salt and vinegar to stay fresh? 5. Walmart's Great Value, the industrial thickener. Budget-friendly store brands, like Great Value, cut costs by replacing expensive vegetables with water. To prevent the salsa from looking like red water, they use modified food starch and xanthan gum. The texture: these stabilizers give the salsa a slimy or gelatinous texture. The nutrition: by using thickeners to create bulk, the brand reduces the actual vegetable count per jar. You are paying for industrial glue rather than the lycopene-rich tomatoes your body needs. 6. Mateo's Gourmet, the sodium bomb. This brand is often praised for its cantina-style, thin texture, but health-conscious shoppers should beware of its salt content. Some varieties of Mateos pack an astounding 320 milligrams of sodium per serving. That is 14% of your daily recommended intake in just 2 tablespoons. Since most people eat 4 to 6 tablespoons in a single sitting, you could easily consume half your daily salt limit before even touching your main meal. 7. Chi-Chi's, the fake red. Chi-Chi's salsa is notorious for its use of tomato juice and stabilizers to maintain its bright red color. In many cases, if a salsa remains a neon red color after being opened for a week, it is because it contains artificial colorants or has been so heavily processed that it no longer behaves like real organic matter. 8. HT Traders, the cholesterol surprise. While most salsas are naturally cholesterol-free because they are plant-based, certain premium store labels like HT Traders have been flagged in recent nutrition audits for containing trace amounts of cholesterol. This usually points to cross-contamination in manufacturing facilities or the use of animal-derived processing aids. For those on a strict heart-healthy diet, this premium choice is one to skip. To find a salsa that actually nourishes you, you have to look for brands that treat their ingredients like a recipe, not a chemical formula. 1. Siete, the whole food champion. Siete is a rarity in the center aisle. Their salsa is made with 0 preservatives, 0 gums, and 0 added sugars. Why it works? They use high-quality, recognizable ingredients like roasted tomatoes, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt. The taste, because they don't use thickeners, the salsa is naturally thinner and herby, mimicking a true salsa casera, homemade salsa. It is rich in vitamin C and potassium because the ingredients haven't been subjected to the extreme, triple-boil processing of the major brands. 2. Somos, the authentic heritage choice. Somos was founded by friends who wanted to bring real Mexican flavors to the global market. Their Cuatro Chiles Taqueria salsa is a masterclass in transparency. The ingredients, instead of natural flavors, they list actual chiles, cascabel, jalapeno, ancho, and arbol. They use olive oil for a rich mouthfeel instead of industrial seed oils or gums. The process, they utilize fire-roasted vegetables which provide a deep, smoky flavor without the need for liquid smoke or chemical additives. It is as close to a handmade salsa as you can get in a glass jar. If you find yourself in the grocery aisle without this list, use these 3 rules to vet any jar. 1. The first 3 rule. The first 3 ingredients should be vegetables: tomatoes, onions, peppers. If water or tomato puree is first, you are buying a diluted product. 2. Avoid the gums. If the label mentions xanthan, guar, or cellulose gum, the brand is using chemistry to hide a lack of real produce. 3. Check the added sugar. Real salsa does not need sugar. If you see cane sugar or corn syrup, the brand is masking low-quality, bitter ingredients. Salsa should be a celebration of fresh agriculture. By avoiding the industrial sodium bombs and choosing brands that respect traditional methods, you can turn a simple snack into a genuine health boost. As we move through 2026, the demand for clean label condiments has forced even the largest manufacturers to reconsider their formulas. However, a new trend has emerged that consumers must be wary of: greenwashing in the salsa aisle. Many brands are now using earthy tones, matte labels, and phrases like farm to jar to distract from the fact that their ingredient lists remain largely unchanged. A rustic label does not negate the presence of calcium chloride, a firming agent used to keep industrially processed tomato chunks from turning into mush, or potassium sorbate, a preservative that can alter the delicate microbial balance of your gut. The real innovation in 2026 is the rise of HPP, high-pressure processing, salsas. Found in the refrigerated section rather than the middle aisles, these salsas are never heated. Instead, the sealed containers are subjected to extreme pressure that neutralizes bacteria while keeping the enzymes and vitamins of the fresh vegetables intact. When you choose a cold-processed salsa, you are getting the full benefit of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that supports heart health and skin protection, which is often degraded in the boiled jars of brands like Tostitos or Pace. Furthermore, we are seeing a shift towards single-origin peppers. Authentic brands are beginning to specify exactly where their heat comes from. whether it is hatch chiles from New Mexico or smoky morita chiles from Veracruz. This level of specificity is a hallmark of real food. It shows that the brand is invested in a specific flavor profile rather than just sourcing the cheapest bulk pepper mash available on the global commodity market. When a brand takes the time to tell you the story of their chiles, they are less likely to hide behind natural flavors or industrial fillers, making the shift beyond the jar. Ultimately, the best way to ensure your salsa is real is to look at it as a perishable food item rather than a pantry staple. If a jar is designed to survive a nuclear winter on a shelf, it isn't providing your body with the living nutrients found in fresh produce. By switching to brands like Siete or Somos, or by frequenting the refrigerated fresh section of your grocer, you are avoiding the hidden inflammatory triggers, like excess sodium and refined sugars, that turn a healthy snack into a metabolic burden. If you are feeling adventurous, 2026 is also the year of the 5-minute blender salsa. With a single can of high-quality fire-roasted tomatoes, a handful of fresh cilantro, a clove of garlic, and a squeeze of lime, you can create a dip that outperforms 90% of store-bought brands in both flavor and nutrition. This allows you to control the sodium levels and ensure that every calorie provides genuine value to your body. Whether you buy or make, the goal remains the same. Treat your salsa like the vegetable-forward superfood it was always meant to be.